Hi and welcome to the first of two workouts that we're bringing you with Parasport. This is going to be a gentle mobility exercise program to improve your flexibility, your coordination and your range of movement. You don't need any equipment to do this, and Dean is going to help you as well by showing you the leg versions. So your feet, like Dean, need to be hip width apart and you want to be tall and upright. Same if you're seated, nice and upright in the upper body, and where possible keep your lower body sort of relaxed and comfortable. Bring the hands down to the side and just loosen up your fingers. You want to stretch them out, you want to use your thumbs and get all that movement going into the tendons. And then we want to take it up higher up into the shoulders. Make sure you're getting this movement into the top of the shoulder and allowing your wrists and the elbows to exaggerate that movement. Then just shake it out, loosen up your shoulders, check that posture again, take another breath in. And as you breathe out, keep nice and tall. Bring your arms down to the sides, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears, and as you lower them down, reach down to the floor. Imagine there's somebody putting your arm and your hand down to the floor. Squeeze up again nice and tight, and down. We're going to do two more. As we're doing this, make sure your shoulders are coming up and slightly back, because what you don't want to do as you bring them up is squeeze them forward. So squeeze up, slightly back, and back down. Again, just relax, loosen up the shoulders. And now we're going to bring our arms forwards. Again, keep nice and tall. Bring your arms forwards as far as you're able to go. Reach out again. Imagine someone is pulling your arms, so you've got to stretch into the back of the shoulder and all the way down the arms. Lower them down. And turn your palms in. Now this time we're going to take the arms out to the side. Obviously you've got to be a little bit close being together. So we're going to take the arms out to the side, reaching out and stretching out nice and wide. Lowering the arms down, and then turn the palms away now, because we're going to take our arms back. Now with this one we want to make sure the movement comes from the shoulder only. So you want to avoid leaning forwards, just reach back with the hands as if you're trying to grab something from behind, and slowly down. As you're reaching back, you should hopefully feel a stretch into the upper part of the arm and the front of the shoulder, and you may even feel it down your forearm and your fingers if you're reaching or very tight in those areas. We're now going to just move to our right arm. We want to loosen up this shoulder area, bend at the elbow, allow the wrist to be soft and gentle, and lead with your elbow. Imagine you've got a pencil or a pen on the end of your elbow and you're trying to draw a circle. So you're leading with the elbow so the whole shoulder area is moving, keeping that hand and the wrist nice and relaxed, taking it round, and then change direction. So pull back, lifting up. And again, it may feel tighter or a little bit more uncomfortable in movement because you're more restricted. One to go. And relax. Change over to the left arm. Same again, bend at the elbow. Lift the elbow up, pulling back, down and round. You're trying to stretch and loosen all of the shoulder area up. Going back to where we were at the beginning. We're going to bring our arms forwards. This time we're going to take them all the way back, reaching back, bringing them forwards. And back again. As you can see, I'm starting to use my middle body as well to lift up even taller as I take those movements of the arms. And we want to reach up again. Imagine there is someone pulling on your arms to lengthen your body. Hold it for a few seconds and then take the arms out, slowly lowering down, bring them down, and then again just loosen everything up. Don't forget those fingers, don't forget the thumbs. And now we're going to stretch the back of our shoulder. So take your right arm forward, lengthen it out as if you're putting your hand out to shake somebody's hand. And then in this area of your shoulder, keep it nice and low, take the arm across. And where possible, use your other arm to gently ease that arm across. You're trying to get the stretch into the back of the shoulder and the top of the back of the arm. Keep your shoulder down. As soon as your shoulder comes up, you'll lose that stretch. So try and keep the arm down. And then change sides. Same again, reach forwards first to lengthen the arm. Take it across, gently with the other arm, easing across, keeping that shoulder down. Take both arms forwards now. And as we take them out to the side of the body, you want to keep the palms facing forwards, easing the arms back and reaching out. You're feeling the stretch across here in the top of the front of the shoulder and the chest. You may feel it down in your arm as well if you're a little bit tight. Try and lengthen the fingers and the thumbs out also, holding it there for a few more seconds. And then bring the arms forwards. Taking them out again, this time turning the palms away. Moves that stretch and that sensation up into the upper part of your arm as well. And again, you're feeling it hopefully across the chest as you take those arms back. Bring them back in. Bring them down, and then again, just loosen up and relax. So now we're going to move forwards with our arms, and we're going to reach out with both arms to stretch into the back of the shoulder. And keeping nice and tall, we want to flex forwards from the hips as if we're diving into a swimming pool, or whatever it is you'd like to dive into. And then breathe in, come back to upright. Bring those arms down, loosen them up again, shake it all out. And then check your posture, because by now you may have already relaxed down. So take another breath in. And as you breathe out again, keep that tall posture. We're going to try and stretch the back of the arm now. So we want to reach up first of all, stretch the arm and the upper body as much as you can. Bend at the elbow and reach towards your shoulder blade. And where possible, support with the other hand at the top or the bottom. Or you can reach behind, as Dean is, to get that stretch into the front of the shoulder and the tricep. Either way, keep nice and tall, keep your head upright. And then bring that arm over, change to the other side. If you're doing this with a single arm, use your hands as much as you can to walk your fingers down your shoulder blade, and that will help to pull the arm back where you're unable to support it top or bottom with the other hand. And then bring that arm over, bring them down, take them out again at shoulder height, reaching out as wide as you can go, this time with the palms down, and lower the arms down. Turn the palms towards you. And then reach forwards, stretching forwards, and back down. Turn the palms the opposite way, and then just reach back. It'll feel a lot tighter with the palms facing down. But again, we're trying to get the stretch all the way through that shoulder area. And back down. Again, just loosen those shoulders up. And then just relax. Now we're moving to the middle part of our body, so we're working mainly into our core and our hip area. Now for this one, we're going to try and flex from the hips using the lower part of our back. You want to keep your upper body nice and tall. And if you're seated like myself, place your hands on your knees, turning the hands in. Allow the elbows and the wrists to flex. Keep the tummy tight. And if you're standing, allow your knees and your hips to flex as well. So we're not going down into a squat, but we're coming down sort of halfway. So as you lower yourself down, use your hands if you need to stabilize your body, and then push up through the arms, squeeze the top of the chest to lift up. You want to reach up with the right hand, stretch as tall as you can as if you're reaching to the ceiling. You're going to flex through the middle of the body to stretch down the right side of our body. But what you want to do if you're seated is to make sure both sides are equally balanced on the seat. So you don't want to lean onto the left side of your body. You want to try and flex through the middle. So allow the middle of the body, imagine you're being blown in the wind, and then come back over. Change sides, so the left arm reaching up nice and tall. Stretch the arm first, lift the body. Same again, flex over, keeping that weight balanced on the seat. And over. Lower your arm, bring it across your body. So keeping the elbow relaxed, the hand is just there to keep you nice and tall and focused. We're rotating through the middle of the body. And as we take our head and shoulders around to the right, lift up as well. So as you go around, lift up taller and taller. You should feel that stretch around in this area of your body. And then slowly come forwards. Change sides. So the right arm across the body, rotating through the middle again. As you go around, lift up taller. And back to the front. This time now we're going to flex through the middle of the body, but we want to reach to the floor. So your balance and stability where you're seated is important, so make sure you're nice and tall and comfortable on your seat. So take the left arm down by the side, place your right hand on your hip to counterbalance, and allow that flexion through the upper body down towards the floor, and back to upright, and up. Change sides. So if you're seated, place your left hand on the hip. Allow the right arm to relax down by your side. And again, we're flexing over only as far as you're comfortable to go. Make sure you're getting that flexion through the middle of your body rather than transferring the weight to this side where you're seated. And again, where you're stood, make sure those knees are relaxed and you're stable in your posture. Bring that left arm across the body again. We want to rotate one more time either side. As we go round, we're going to go as far as we can comfortably go and hold it for a few seconds. As you breathe in, lift up tall. As you breathe out, try and go that little bit further. Change sides. So right arm across the body, again rotating around to the left, lifting up nice and tall. Hold for a few seconds. Breathe in, lifting up. This time now we want to bring the arms forwards. Reaching forwards, again, it's through the middle of our body, so we want to keep the back nice and straight. Reach out as far as you can go, coming down, flexing from the hips. If you find this is too uncomfortable on your lower back, try bending your arms because it will take some of the weight away from the front of the body. And then breathe in to come back to upright. Now this last one, we're going to change it slightly, so flex as far forwards as you can comfortably go, and then where possible, put a gentle arch in the lower part of your back, move your arms to your new head or shoulder position, and again if you need to, bend at the elbows, hold for a few seconds, then relax the arms, breathe in to come to upright. Check your posture again, make sure you're still nice and tall, and make sure you're balanced on your seat. Moving on now, we're moving down to the lower part of our body, though even though we're working on our legs, our upper part is still just as important. So first of all, we're going to just raise our heels off the floor. Ideally, we want to push through the ball of the foot, lifting up onto the toes. If, like me, you have issues with actually controlling the leg movement, use your hands to assist to lift the legs up and take some of the weight. And then slowly back down. Now where possible, as you're lifting the feet up, you want to feel that stretch through the arch of the foot, which is the base of the foot all the way from the heel to the ball by the toes. So try and make sure you're pushing through to lengthen and stretch all of the tendons and muscles through the feet. And back down. If you find doing this standing you're a little bit unstable, you can always use a chair to hold on to the side of, or a coffee table or something that you can just give a little bit of security and stability. Now we're going to reverse it. We're going to use the heels to balance on. So we want to squeeze the toes up into the shoe, and then we're contracting right up into the top of the foot and a little bit into the shin. So we're going to squeeze up. Now this is easy to do when you're seated. When you're stood up, if your balance isn't too good, do 1 foot at a time. So you're still lifting up, but you're just taking it a little bit steadier, and doing the two together is a sign of progression. So if you're only managing one at a time, be aware in a few weeks' time doing this on a regular basis, you may find that's improved, that you're more stable and more balanced. Change over to the left side. Same again, check you're nice and tall first of all, because you'll naturally start to relax down. Bring the left knee up higher towards the body as you can. And back down. We're moving back to the right leg. This time we're going to bring the knee up as we did before. So lift up as tall as you can go, but instead of lowering, we're going to extend the leg forwards and point the foot as much as you can to try and stretch the leg and the toes. Bring the leg back up, again assisting if you need to with your hands, but make sure where you have muscle control, you're using the muscles of your legs to move them. Or instead of, if you're very tight in the ankle, get that movement through the toes. Change direction, so round the other way. And then again, bring that leg down. So with this one now is about focusing on our hip movement. So we just want to bring our leg up just a little bit to a point where we're comfortable. Again, supporting with the hands, or where you're standing, make sure you're balanced. And we're using the inner muscles, first of all, to pull the leg in, the top to lift it up, outside, and underneath. So we're getting that nice fluid movement, or as big a movement as you can comfortably manage. Again, I'm assisting with my hands, but I'm making sure those muscles are contracting in order to move my leg around. And then what we're going to do is we're going to extend the leg forwards and we're going to stretch. So heel down, toes pointing up as much as possible. Place the hands on the opposite leg and lift up nice and tall. Remember, the taller you are, the easier this stretch will be. And then flexing forwards from the hips, keeping the back nice and straight until you can feel a stretch coming up the top of the back of the leg. You may feel it here in your glutes or the lower part of your back if you're tight in those areas. Just hold it there for a few seconds. And then take a deep breath in, because we're going to develop this stretch. And as you breathe out, ease a little bit further forwards, and where possible, reach down with the same side hand, pull the foot back if you can reach it. If not, squeeze the toes up in the shoe to get that extra bit of stretch, because we're trying to get the stretch here into the calf. And then relax, come back to upright. And then one other stretch we want to do is for the thighs. And we're looking at stretching our hip flexors and the tops of our thighs. Now, Dean's going to show you the standing version. And with this, you take the one leg and you're going to bring the leg back and bring it down. So you're getting this stretch down the front of the leg and into the hip flexor. Now, this is one that's rather difficult to do if you're seated. So we're going to do that separately in a moment on the floor. So again, then we bring that leg down and change sides to taking the left leg, bringing it up and back, keeping nice and tall. So the alternative to doing this is on the floor, is where you actually lie down on your side. And by lying on the side there and keeping your body as straight as you can, if you prefer to, you can keep the head down so you keep your back nice and straight. And then just taking the leg back as far as you can comfortably go. And by keeping that position and posture lying straight down the body so you can feel the stretch just along the top of the hip and into the hip flexor and back in. And then the same again on the other side, turning over. Again, getting yourself into a comfortable position, trying to keep the back nice and straight, taking that leg back as far as you can comfortably go. For me, I don't have to go very far before I can feel that stretch, and we're all going to be different depending on how we are in those areas and how much we use our hips if we're seated. But being sat a lot of the time, these are the areas that can be very, very tight for us. So if you can try and get those stretches into those areas, you'll really notice a bit of the benefit with that area. So again, with all the stretches, all three areas of the body, work them to a range that you're comfortable with. Try and notice any progression, because you will notice your range of movement. Try and look for things that you're working on, like the floor, how far on the floor you can move your arm before you begin, and then in a few weeks' time, see if you manage to go that little bit further. Same with your legs, see if they start to loosen up, and reward yourself for those benefits and the effort you're putting in. So that's the end of our first workout. You've got the 3 different sections to work on. Try and work on them as much as you can, every other day, every few days a week, and just keep pushing and improving in those ranges of movement.